everyone, welcome back to my channel and I hope you're doing well. So today I'm talking about salary scale in human resources, the best way to earn more money as a human resources professional, and what to expect on your earning as a human resources professional. If you're interested in seeing that, please keep on watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please go on and click the subscribe button. It is free to do so. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. I would truly appreciate that. Just like every profession, the career level you're in will determine your earning capability. I've received a lot of questions about salary scale, and that's why I wanted to create a video to respond to that. On my channel, I actually shared a video of when I was earning 24,000 euros earlier on in my HR journey. At that time, I was in the level of HR administrator. A lot of legislation is the same thing in the United Kingdom and in the Republic of Ireland. And luckily for me, my work covers United Kingdom and Republic of Ireland, so I'm exposed to a lot of things in the UK and Ireland as well. I'm the head of HR in a global consultancy firm. I oversee the HR for the global people and culture. My journey didn't start out as that. I actually started from the very bottom as well. Let's break it down. In a lot of organizations, you start as HR administrator or HR executive, right? And this is when you earn anything between 24,000 euros to about 35,000 euros, depending on your organization, depending on the sector. Some sector tend to pay more than the other. So for example, consultancy sector will pay more than retail, right? Consultancy will pay more than education, depending on where. Engineering or tech will pay more than consultancy. Is also knowing the sector that you should be targeting. When you think of HR in Google or Meta or LinkedIn, they'll pay much more than Deloitte or Accenture or EY. That is just the scope because they are big tech giant companies and they have more money to spend. So understand that the sector you are in will determine how much you get paid. So if you're starting out as HR executive or HR administrator, you could earn anything between 19,000 pounds to 24,000 pounds, or about 24,000 euros to about 35,000 euros. Again, it depends on the sector. A lot of times you progress to HR coordinator. HR coordinator is very operational, like HR administrator or HR executive is very operational. So you do a lot of administrative functions. So for example, onboarding new employees to the organization, checking their documentation, doing their background checks, supporting HR leaders, supporting with day-to-day questions that may come to HR. That will be what HR coordinator does. So you still be doing more operational task or function, which is like day-to-day within the HR space, managing inbox, etc. This was exactly how I started as well, while also learning from senior partners, diving into reporting and doing more strategic work. When you reach the HR coordinator space, again, depending on the sector, you could earn anything about within 35,000 to 45,000. A lot of times, not more. I've never seen many organizations pay more than that. In the UK, this would be in and around 25 to 30,000 pounds. Again, depending on the sector, right? So if you get to like the generalist space, right? The word generalist means you are overseeing many areas of human resources. You are doing business partnering, you are doing recruitment, you are doing employee engagement, you are doing everything within the HR space. Hence, generalist. You are doing so many functions within the HR scope. So a lot of generalists will be skilled in multiple areas, which I think is also a good way to start your HR career. If it's something you're looking into, the generalist will do so many functions. And as a generalist, you are very likely to be able to progress to HR business partnering very quickly because you have a lot of experience in different areas of HR, right? So on this level, a lot of companies will be asking for your CIPD. They'll be asking that you have like a degree in human resources. They'll be asking for specific details, including experience, maybe up to 4 years experience, 3 to 5 years experience as a generalist, a lot of times. So in this space, you could earn anything up to about 55,000 euros or up to 40 to 45,000 pounds, depending on the sector. So depending on the sector you're in, will determine how much you're earning, and the market value will also determine how much you're earning. So what organizations do, they tend to go look at their competitors. So EY will look at what Deloitte is paying. If Deloitte is paying 55,000, they want to pay 55,000 so they can attract the best candidates to their organization. So then when you start getting into more senior level on your career, you then become like HR business partners, you become HR managers. A lot of times HR managers are HR business partners. Depending on the organization and depending on the industry, HR business partners tend to earn more money. They tend to do more strategic work. They tend to do coaching. They tend to work with leaders. They do more report. Their work is now moving away from operational into more strategic work. They can do strategy for HR. They can advise on things like redundancies. They can ask advice on behavioral issues in the workplace. So HR business partners tend to earn more, and you could earn anything depending on your years or level on as an HR business partner. You could earn up to 6 figures, right? Up to 100,000. So a lot of HR business partners will earn anything anywhere between 55,000 to 100,000 or even beyond, depending on the years of experience. So if you're an HR business partner, let's say you have 5 to 7 years of experience as HR business partner with leadership responsibility, that you're managing a team, you could earn up to 120,000 euros in the Republic of Ireland. And in the UK, you could earn up to 90,000 pounds. Because obviously pounds is more than euros. The figures in euros is a little bit higher. So basically, irrespective of where you start, from the administrator level, you could earn so much money, right? Again, depending on the sector and the organization. And then you have the likes of head of HR and then the director of HR. A lot of times in the UK and Ireland, the highest level you can get to will be senior director of HR, right? In the UK, you don't have things like chief people officer. That is more American, but some UK and Irish companies are beginning to adopt that now, right? They are beginning to use keywords like chief people officer or chief HR officer. So the highest level you can get to will be the chief HR officer or senior HR director. So when you get to the head of HR level, you can earn anything, depending on the organization, anything between 70,000 to 120,000. You'll be like HR business partner, head of HR. Again, it depends. A lot of times, a lot of companies will use the title that is suited to them. And this is dependent on the sector, the organization. So head of HR will earn up to like 120, depending on where they are working. The consultancy, education, retail, tech, engineering, IT, all the sectors tend to pay differently. So you could earn up to £100,000 as head of HR, depending on the sector you're in. So look out for the industry, the sector, and do your comparison using Glassdoor.com and Talent.com. You'll be able to see the salary scale there. And also compare organizations. It's an American thing to display salary on job spec. UK, Ireland, they don't necessarily do that, but many organizations are now doing that to reflect salary from the start before you move on. And then when you now reach that director level in your HR journey, you could earn anything from 120,000 to 150, again, depending on the organization. The big giants will pay 200,000 euros, again, depending on the organization. Make sure you do your research and also know what you bring to the table. So from the level of HR business partnering up to chief people officer, your work is more tailored to strategic work. So if I can put it this way, if an HR business partner, you could be supporting an HR manager or head of HR or HR director or chief people officer, right? The chief people officer would oversee all the functions that I've listed. And it depends. In some organizations, you only have the head of HR and you don't have any support. The head of HR will be the HR business partner. They will do the operational, they will do the strategic work, but they must come with a whole lot of experience to be the head of HR because they will be overseeing all the people function within the organization. So they must have a lot of experience to be able to do those functions, operational and strategic. So if you're starting out, especially if you've just relocated to the UK or Ireland or Canada, know that it is possible for you to get to the very top of your career, but start small. I made a video previously on what you must do to actually thrive as an HR professional. Start small. If you start out as an HR administrator, give yourself 1 year and then look for the next function as HR coordinator, right? Gain a lot of experience in a short period of time. Personally, I use very senior people to fast track my career. So I basically will go to a senior person and say, can I help you with something? And they'll give me tasks that they are currently doing, and I'll go complete that. Where I struggle, I'll go back to them and ask questions. And I kept learning and learning and learning, and with the CIPD up to where we are now. Again, if you're not following me on my LinkedIn, please go follow me. I share a lot of career development content on there. If you read them and it doesn't change your life, I don't know what else to do for you. So, but go on and follow me. Go check out all those resources I'm sharing. They're very life-changing, very, very helpful. Someone left a comment that this is what people pay a lot of money to get. I'm sharing them for free. And if you're looking for someone to help you on your HR journey or generally with your career, please do reach out to me on the email on the screen. I'll be more than happy to help you on your career journey. Yes, we've helped more than 250 people to achieve their goals on their career journey. That is what the HR profession looks like in this part of the world. It's not about big title now. It's about substance. It's about what you know. It's about what you bring to the table. So when you really want to scope HR as a function, we have the operational. The operational would be doing day-to-day functions, support function. And then we have the strategic. So strategic is overseeing the people and culture within an organization. And in the scope of HR, there are different specialization. There's the employee relations, there's the engagement bit of HR, there's diversity and inclusion, there's the learning. There's so much you can do on your HR journey. I would say start first, right? There's the internal communications, there's a communication function. It sits within the HR scope. So start first and see where life takes you. I started out in recruitment. After a short while, I knew I didn't want to specialize as a recruiter. I didn't want to specialize in that area. I knew I wanted to do more HR business partnering. I knew I wanted to do more advisory. And at some point, I also did some human capital and diversity, which is about talent strategy, employee experience within the organization. I did that. I did HR business partnering. I've done multiple functions within the HR scope before finding myself where I am now. I wanted to lead people. I wanted to lead HR, and I continue to find opportunities that will lead me there. So irrespective of where you start, right, you have the potential to get to the very top. You just have to put in the work, do your research, network with people who have done what you want to do. It helps you a lot. And don't give up on yourself. Keep believing, keep dreaming, and keep working hard. Everything is possible. All right? So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to leave them for me in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to respond to them. And if I can make a video around those questions that you have, I will do that for sure. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please go on and click the subscribe button. It is free to do so. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. I would truly appreciate that. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you soon on my next video. Bye-bye.